I've been using standard rubber dome keyboards for all of my life. But that's changed now. Oh, this thing's heavy. Okay, so today I'll unbox and review my new Logitech G413 carbon mechanical gaming keyboard. I'll also briefly go through all the features and different things. Well, so before we unbox this beauty, let's just take a quick look at the box itself. As you can see at the front, we've got a picture of the keyboard. We've got a sign that this is the international version. Well, it's actually a Slovenian keyboard, because I'm from Slovenia, as you probably know. Here it says that it's got Roma G tactile switches. Very nice switches produced by Omron. You can find out more about them on the web. On the sides we've got specifications, basic what it is, and here it says that it supports Windows 7, 8 and 10, and it also works with Mac and Linux, but you can't use all the features with Linux. So at the back we've got some additional information about Roma G switches, USB pass-through, additional keycaps, and the aluminium alloy. Yes, and there's this thing, so we can't see the picture. And now let's open the box. As usual with the Logitech products, there's another box in the cover. And now let's open this. 3, 2, 1, here we go. And as you can see, there's the keyboard itself, and there are also some additional boxes, I think. Can I just oh yeah, you can pull this out. There are additional keycaps, it seems. We'll take a look at this later. And this is obviously just where the cable was hidden. Now let's take it out. Oh my god, and it's beautiful. So as you can see, it's got 2 USBs, one for keyboard, the other one's for USB pass-through. So if you want to plug something in the keyboard and not into your computer, you can just plug both USBs into your computer and then plug something in your keyboard. It can be your mouse or a USB stick, whatever. Now, oh, so that's actually very clever. On one USB, if you can see, is just the usual USB sign, and here is the keyboard. Very nice. So you don't confuse the cables and always know which one's which. And now let's open this beautiful thing. Okay, so here we go. Oh my god, fantastic. Oh. It feels so nice. You can feel the tactile bump. It's very small, but you can still feel it. Well, we'll talk about that later. Now in the box there's also very short startup guide. You can pause if you want to read it. And there's also the safety and warranty information. Nobody reads that. Oh, I mean, of course, you should read it. Yes, absolutely do so if you get one yourself. And now let's take a look also at this smaller box. My God, I'm so excited about this keyboard. Okay, so obviously here we've got the additional keycaps, gaming keycaps, and the keycap puller, so you can easily replace keycaps. I think I won't, because I don't play games much on the PC, but I type a lot, and that's one of the reasons why I got this keyboard. It's also got a Numpad, which is nice for work. Most of the gaming keyboards don't have Numpads. And another nice feature it has, well, actually a feature it lacks, but I don't care about it. It's not RGB backlit. It is just single color, but on Windows or Mac you can change the brightness or even completely turn the backlighting off. Now let's plug it in and see what it feels like. This is not my main computer, but I'll be working with this one now. At the back of the keyboard, if you can see, there's some information, and then you've got those legs if you want your keyboard to be tilted. I definitely want it because it will be easier to type. Wow, that's so nice. Now I'll just plug it in. Now I've plugged it into my Raspberry Pi, because currently I don't have access to our main computer as my mom's using it for work. And well, now let's just review the keyboard. I've opened a document so I can type a little bit. And these will also be sort of a sound test. As you probably know, with mechanical keyboards you don't have to press the key all the way in. Oh my God, there's one thing I completely forgot to do. Oh my God, the smell of new technology. Oh, it's one of the best things in the world, really. Oh, I should have done it earlier when I was unboxing it. Well, where were we? Oh, yeah. You don't have to press the key all the way in, but just so that you get over the tactile bump. And these are Roma G switches, which have very short actuation distance, and it means that you can type faster and that it will make sure that you won't miss a key. So it won't happen that you think you've pressed it and it wouldn't register it. The tactile bump is an interesting thing with this keyboard, because when you are typing it's not really noticeable, but when you're gaming you can feel it. You know when you press the key, and that's a nice thing. So I can really feel it well when I just do like this, but when typing it's not really noticeable. But when you're typing, I think you actually mostly press the key all the way down or almost all the way down, so there's no problem with this. I in fact really like these keys. I mean, you can still feel the tactile bump, but just barely, really. But yeah, when gaming, it's definitely noticeable. So when you're like this, focused, you definitely know when you press the key. The lifespan of Roma G switches is, I think, 70 million presses, if I'm correct. For comparison, the gold standard Cherry MX switches only last 50 million key presses, which is of course also a lot. There's a good chance that you will manage to break your keyboard in some other way than just too many presses. But yes, let's do this sound test now. As I said earlier, in order for the computer to register the key, you don't have to press it all the way down on a mechanical keyboard as you would on the normal rubber dome. And so that's what it sounds if you know that, if you don't press the keys all the way down. But if you type like you would on a membrane keyboard, it's like that. And if you're pressing really hard, I don't know, if you're very angry or something, it should sound like this. I don't want to do that too much because it's my beautiful keyboard. Yeah, I didn't want to hurt you, it was just for demonstration. One thing you notice, I mean, I don't know if it can be heard on camera, but when I listen to the key, when I release it, there's a bit of this ringing sound. Well, it doesn't bother me, I'm completely okay with it. And yes, so as you can see, I've plugged my mouse into the USB pass-through port. And it works really well, as if nothing happened really. Just normally it's very useful if you, for example, have your computer far and can't reach the USB ports. It can come useful. Now let's talk about the backlighting. As I said earlier, it's just single color red backlighting. Well, on Linux you can't change anything, but on Windows or in Mac, if you download the Logitech G413 app, you can set brightness and do different effects. I have it recorded, I'll play it for you. So yes, as you saw, this was this breathing effect where the keys were just getting brighter and then dimming down. You can change duration and stuff like that in the G413. And another thing you can do in the Logitech G413 app is you set the function keys. So this clearly is a product made for gaming, but it is also quite nice for the office use. It's also not loud like the clicky keyboards, and you've got this Numpad. And most of the gaming keyboards, at least high-end gaming keyboards, don't have numpads, and it's a nice thing if you will be also using this keyboard for work, and if you're doing with numbers, it comes in very handy. Now let's talk a bit why I actually got this keyboard. Well, I had a very bad rubber dome keyboard and I decided to get an upgrade, and I was very familiar with the Logitech G. I'm using the Flight Sim peripherals, and I think they're a nice company. Another thing is that I'm used to normal Slovenian keyboards with the Slovenian letters and the big enter key, long backspace and shift keys. And most of the gaming keyboards only come in the US version, and that's not something I wanted. For example, you can get nice and cheap, I don't know, for €50, Red Dragon keyboards, for example, which are nice mechanical keyboards, but there's no Slovenian ones. And, well, this is just a better product, high quality and stuff like that. Yes. Really nice thing. I think I went through all the features and mentioned all the things I wanted. Now let's just answer a quick question. Is this the right keyboard for you? And the answer is maybe. I'd say this is the perfect keyboard for gamers who also type a lot, want nice backlighting for working or gaming at night, but don't care about RGB and customizability. So overall, it's a very nice mid-range mechanical gaming keyboard. I think that will be it for today. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe and like the video if you liked it. Oh, and if you want to find out more about the keyboard, I'll put a link in the video description below so you can check it out. Goodbye.